Good morning and welcome everyone. It's very exciting to see so many folks join us for this two-day conference. It's very exciting to see you. I'm going to be giving just a brief overview of the MDS 3.0 items that you can expect to see changing effective October 1st, 2018. I won't be spending a lot of time discussing the items in detail, as over the next 2 days there will be other presentations that will provide you additional information about these items that are changing. So let's go ahead and get started. For your convenience and reference, we've included a list of the acronyms and their definitions in your slide presentation, should you wish to refer to that. Here are the objectives for this presentation. Following this presentation, it is our hope that you will be able to identify the new MDS 3.0 items that are being added to the item set, that you'll be able to identify the MDS 3.0 items that will be retired effective October 1st, 2018, and that you'll be able to identify the items that are transitioning to be state optional. This is an important informational slide for you. It's important to know that the new item sets in effect October 1st, 2018 have a version number of 1.16.0R. We've included 2 links on this slide that will enable you to access important MDS 3.0 information on the CMS website. The first link will take you to the MDS 3.0 technical information page. Now, there's a lot of information available to you on this page, including the zip file for the item sets that are in effect in October. You will also be able to access things such as the data submission specifications that coincide with the item changes, and a link that will take you to the RAI manual page. The second link that is listed on your slide will take you directly to the zip file where you can access the item sets that are in effect on October 1st. One important document within that zip file is an item change report. Now, this item change report will identify all of the items changes that are incorporated into the item sets that you download and those changes that are in effect on October 1st. I'm going to now summarize the changes to the sections in the MDS that you'll see in October. So as you can see here, there will be item changes in section GG, I, J, M, N, and O. So let's go ahead and take a look first at the item changes for section GG. The first new item that you will see is item GG 0100, prior functioning everyday activities. As you can see in this sample, the new item will collect data on the resident's ability to do everyday activities prior to their current illness, exacerbation, or injury. And the sub-items for GG 0100 are self-care, indoor mobility ambulation, stairs, and functional cognition. To the left there, you will see then a list of the valid values that are associated to those new items. The second new item then is GG 0110, prior device use. This item allows you to identify the devices or aids that the resident used prior to their injury, exacerbation, or illness and admission to your facility. Notice that this is a checklist of items. So this allows you to select one or more of the devices that the resident would have used prior to their admission to your facility. If none of the items were applicable, then you would simply select the none of the above option. There have been some item definitions that have been clarified to promote alignment across the item sets. So for items GG 130 A through C, for the 6-point scale, you will notice that for code option 04, supervision or touching assistance, The definition has been enhanced to include the words contact guard. We added definition to code 09, not applicable, so you can see that the new definition is not attempted and the resident did not perform this activity prior to the current illness, exacerbation, or injury. And finally, a new code, code number 10, not attempted due to environmental limitations, has been added. You will notice that for items GG0130 and GG0170, the discharge goal items now allow you to code response options 07, 09, 10, and 88. Here is a picture of new items GG0130E, F, G, and H. And as you can see, these items allow you to identify the resident's ability to shower and bathe themselves, perform the upper body dressing, lower body dressing, and putting on and taking off footwear. Effective in October, the walking items GG0170H1 does the resident walk at the time of admission, and GG170H3 does the resident walk at the time of discharge, are being removed from the item set. Instead, a new skip pattern has been added to item GG170-0I. And that item, GG0170I, asks whether the resident can walk 10 feet. If the answer is that the resident isn't able to walk 10 feet, then the skip pattern allows you to skip the subsequent items. Here's a picture of some new items that are being added to the functional abilities and goals section. So you can see there are 3 new items on this picture. Those are GG170A, GG0170G, and GG1070I. And as you can see in the highlighted section, the GG0170A item is roll left to right. GG0170G addresses the car transfer item, and GG0170I is for the walk 10 feet item. And here are a few more new items to the section GG. You'll see that we have new items GG070L, M, N, O, and P. And as you can see on this picture, those new items are walking 10 feet on uneven surfaces, the ability to step up and down from one step on the curb, the ability for the resident to take 4 steps up and down, 12 steps up and down, and finally picking up an object. Here are 2 new items that you will see in section I. The first item indicates the resident's primary medical condition category at the time of admission. So you can see that you will have a list of conditions from which you can identify for that resident. You will get additional information in subsequent training about these new items as well. And then there is a new item I020A. Here's new items J2000. This question asks whether the resident had major surgery during the 100 days prior to admission. Now we're going to review some changes to some existing items, and those existing items are K0510C and D. Effective October 1st, 2018, CMS will no longer require you to complete column 1, which is the while a resident column, for items K0510C and D. However, Some states will continue to require completion of those items. It's very important for you to understand the requirements from your state, whether you should be completing the column 1 section for K0510C and D. If your state does not require you to complete that column, you would simply enter the standard no information response, which is a dash. There is a similar change to items K0710A and B. Again, effective October 1st of this year, CMS will no longer require you to submit data in column 1, which is while the patient was not a resident, for items K0710A and B. However, some states may require that you continue to submit data for that column 1. So it's very important that you understand what your state requirements are. If your state does not require you to complete that column, then you would simply use the standard no information code value, which is a dash. Now we're going to move on into the section M items, which pertain to the skin conditions. You'll notice in the list and also in the picture of the item sets that the terms injury or injuries has been added to several of the section M items, including the heading and the item itself. And so as you can see, that pertains to section M item M0100, M0150, M0210, and the M0300 series of items. This slide shows you that items M0300G and M0300G1 have also been enhanced. The term suspected deep tissue injury in evolution has been replaced with the words deep tissue injury. Effective October 1st of this year, we have several of the section M items that are being retired. So you can see those are listed here. Item M0300B3, which is the date of the oldest stage 2 pressure ulcer. M0610A and through C, which are the dimensions of the unhealed stage 3 or 4 pressure ulcer or eschar. Item M0700, which is the most severe tissue type for any pressure ulcer. M0800A through F, which are the worsening in the pressure ulcer status items. And finally, items M0900A through D, which identify the healed pressure ulcers. Because of the removal of these items from the item set, there have been new skip patterns associated to the items that remain on the item set. So you can expect to see those changes as well. In this picture, you can see that for item N1200 and M1200E, the term injury has been added to the label as well as to the item description itself. Here are 3 new items that are being added to section N. The first 2 items, N0-2001, drug regimen review, my apologies, and N2003, medication follow-up, are both going to be added to the admission assessment. Item N2005, medication intervention, is being added to the discharge item set. And here is a picture showing how the items will display on the item set and the code responses that are associated to each of those items. You will notice in Section O, Special Treatments, Procedures, and Programs, that there has been an item label change for item O0100F and O0100G. Of course, as you can expect with these item set changes, there will be the corresponding changes to the REI, or Resident Assessment Instrument Manual. The updates that are included in the October 1st, 2018 manual will be covered in upcoming presentations to include the coding instructions and some examples of the new items. So specifically, you can expect that the changes regarding the self-care and mobility items in Section GG, the primary medical condition item in Section I, the prior surgery item in Section J, the skin conditions items in Section M, and the drug regimen review items in Section N have all been addressed in the upcoming REI manual. So to summarize, the new additions and updates to the item sets version 1.16 are in effect October 1st, 2018. We have reviewed the items that are being retired from the MDS and those items that are becoming state optional. Please remember that throughout the next 2 days, you will be receiving additional information about these item changes, but I would be happy to entertain any questions you might have regarding this presentation now, if you have any. I think there are none. Thank you very much for your time.